Welcome to another edition of Dead Guy Tools. This time it's Rat Bike Edition. So, this bike followed me home the other day, and it sure does look weird. It sure does look ratty. So, that's what makes it so weird. That's a Ducati Panta. So the bike is made by Cagiva. It is an Elefant. As far as I can tell, this bike has been sitting next to the sun for at least a decade. Down in New Mexico in the desert here, things do get cooked pretty badly if they're not tarped up or preferably underneath something better. There's another Cagiva in the background, just for good measure. I've now become the #1 Cagiva owner in all of a 500-mile radius from me. So these bikes came out in the mid-'80s. I used to have one when I worked at a European motorcycle shop as kind of my loaner or test bike. A guy brought it in for service, and then we never heard from him for 5 years. Pretty sure he died. And we didn't really know what to do with it. And I said, oh shit, I'll clean the carbs and make the thing run. And I gotta tell you, that Panta motor in this chassis was wonderful. The bike kind of feels more like a V-twin or KLR 650, which does sound, I don't know, depending on how you work, either really cool or kind of a waste. You know, it's a big bike, does road really well. They came equipped from the factory with a lot of goodies on them. Brembo brakes all the way around. This one has an OEM Super Trap muffler, which in reality probably won't stay on there for very long. A lot of these parts are totally 100% unavailable. I know the rear brake master cylinder is a part that only unicorns can get at this point. Came with a factory Öhlins shock in the rear. This one wet the bed. It's going to need a full rebuild. Pretty much everything on this bike is going to need a full rebuild. It does have good compression though. However, before I can make this thing run, I'm gonna have to do something about these intake boots. Another part that is no longer available, it's junk. I'll have to machine something out, figure something. Airside carbs are also shot. This will be a very long-term project. It might turn into a scrambler or some kind of, I don't know, something stupid. The odds of this thing coming back to life as a stock bike are 0 at this point. But one of the things I find fascinating is just how bad, focus, you fuck, there we go. Just how bad the sun can eat these plastics away. So this must have been the south-facing side, which nuked pretty much everything along this side. This is not crash damage, this is sun damage. You can see it's just brittle as hell, breaks right off. Those are obviously going to have to be junk. You know, new hole. This just broke by looking at it. But amazingly, the fuel tank is actually clean on the inside. As far as I can tell, didn't get a borescope in there yet, but I will. Few other oddities on this bike. Ooh, shit, that's new. Didn't notice that. No matter. Most of these, both these masters are junk. You can see the plastic window has just turned into goo. And I can just pull that out if I wanted to. Same on the master side, or the clutch side as well. Got some shitty aftermarket Emgo in the trash mirrors. Pretty neat little nifty fold-up dealio, though. I actually might keep those. That's kind of handy to have around. But, yeah, this, as I said, will be a long-term project. I don't see me diving into this anytime soon. This bike is sat for at least 10 years. The sticker on the back plate expired in 2002. So, it sitting a few more years is probably not going to cause it any more grief. I'll try to get it inside just because I have a motorcycle soul. But they did do a lot of cool engineering to get this motor to fit in there. Nice beefy twin tube Cradle steel frame. This is the same motor that's in the Cagiva Elefant, the Elefant 650, I think it's called. But they had to mount it considerably differently, and they've got these aluminum motor mounts here in the front. And if you look in the back there, sorry for the mess. This is a whole aluminum plate that mounts through the frames, since you didn't want to put too much stress on the motor cases. But we'll see more of that once I start tearing into this thing, see what it's actually made out of. You know, all this stuff is just junk. Well, there you have it, guys. That is a 1987 Cagiva Elefant. This is a rat bike extraordinaire. No freaking doubt. It'll come back to life eventually. I'm not gonna dive into this. I've got plenty of other projects. That's one of them. A couple of the Ducatis in there are other projects, but in time, we'll turn it into something cool, and I'll show you all about it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and don't become a dead guy.